Hello, everyone. Author Cody Lee here, owner of BlackCatBooks.org and author of Rabbit Hole and Cruel and Beautiful and Eye of the Dragon. I can't forget that one now that I've gone back into reading it again. I love that book. Very proud of it. Recently, I've been playing a lot of Castlevania Order of Ecclesia. It is one of the last Castlevania games Iga made before leaving Konami, if not the last. It's either that or Castlevania Judgment. I believe this was the last one, and after that, Konami just kept like blocking him, like rejecting his pitches and things like that, forcing him to leave and make Bloodstained, which is essentially a spiritual successor to Castlevania. But this is the last Castlevania game in my collection. This is basically it. I feel like this is the last Castlevania game I think I want to buy. There are like others, of course. There are like there's the PS2 game. There are the N64 ones. There are the Lords of Shadow games. But I don't think I'm all that intrigued by those. It feels like the peak of Castlevania was the Nintendo exclusive era, much like Final Fantasy was a peak golden age where they just constantly put out nothing but stellar titles for about a decade before just dropping off the face of the planet. That's kind of how I feel about them. I love basically all of the Nintendo exclusive ones. Of course, I love like the Game Boy Advance games, Aria of Sorrow, Circle of the Moon. I love the DS games. The DS games I think are my favorite. Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, and now Order of Ecclesia. Like I just there are too many games in this series for me to like write it off completely. But like generally speaking, I am a really big fan of classic Metroid like Castlevania. Very fun games, very enjoyable. Would recommend them to any fan of Metroid, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to continue supporting the franchise going forward. Not a fan of the cartoon, not a fan of the newer games, not a fan of a lot of the decisions they've been making. I think Konami needs to put in a lot of work and effort to make this series great again.